And we're live. Welcome to the Contagious Thoughts Podcast, where dreamt realities are lived and people pursuing their dreams share their thoughts. Why the name? Because thoughts filled with purpose are contagious. I'm your host, Darwin, and this is actually part two of a conversation with Mav, a media, art, and video company dedicated to giving the stage to creatives so that their art can have the proper spotlight that it deserves. And they did this very thing to me, or for me, should I say. They did my trailer, my website, my merch. Shameless plug. Go on the contagiousthoughtspodcast.com and check out some really, really cool merch. It will support the podcast, and I'll greatly appreciate you being a walking advertisement for the podcast. But this part two conversation with Mav was truly enjoyable. If you haven't listened to part one of the episode, please go back and listen to part one, and then part two will make a lot more sense. There also were some questions that we just felt weren't quite appropriate for the public air, along with some bloopers and behind the scenes footage. And that will be released on Patreon, where you can become a member of the Contagious Collective for just $5 a month. For that $5 a month, you'll also get some, I want to say, exclusive content, behind the scenes footage of my own personal journey as an entrepreneur. As you know, the purpose of this podcast is not just to have conversations with people who inspire me, but also to share my journey, my own personal journey on my own personal quest to making my own dreams a reality. And I share step by step of my journey as a husband, a father of two, and soon to be three, a friend, a person with a full-time job pursuing his dreams. I share all that on Patreon, again, for $5 a month. It's something that helps support the podcast in a great way, so check it out. Without further ado, let's jump into the episode. Here's part two, folks. When we were talking, I think it was like a week or so ago, and we were actually talking about the trailer for this podcast, and we're talking about using video and images to capture a moment in time that can tell a story, and I'm just curious, like, where that passion comes from and like why you're so passionate about using, video, images, to tell a story.
It's like once you realize the power that these art forms have, it gets kind of addicting. Like you can control someone's emotions in ways that you never thought were possible. And it's not the desire to control people,
Right.
but it's the realization that what you made has power and it can emotionally affect someone or inspire them. I mean, when crafting a visual narrative through video or photo or graphics, I mean, that's the hard part. Learning how to do it, a lot of people can learn things, but being able to find the concept is the real hard part. But yeah, it's the power of it.
Influence, like, it's like influence and impact. It's not like, oh, let me like control and manipulate this person. It's like man, like you can use these things to influence people and like make an impact.
Yeah, I mean, you can change someone's life with a movie.
That's real, man. That's so real.
I don't think I'd be who I am without some of my favorite movies and shows. It's so influential.
Yeah, there's definitely like a human, it's like you can capture someone's like humanity in a way that like using video or a still image that is difficult to portray without that tool, you know. And then like another person viewing that is able to connect with that person's humanity or that person's story or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget when we were standing in the park, Ricky, when you were showing me some of the, I don't know, it was like some like skateboarding type. I don't know if it was like a documentary or if it was
showing. I think I was showing you some of the Brad videos.
Okay. Yeah.
Videos of Brad, a BMXer.
Yeah. And it was like, I've never been on, I mean, I have like a mountain bike, but I've never been like on a BMX bike in my life, you know? But like there was something about watching him doing what he was doing, what he was very skilled at, obviously. And it was telling a story that I was able to connect with, even though the actual thing that he was doing,
you can see his passion for biking. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And connect that passion to things that I'm passionate about. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it allows people to express themselves in ways that they can't with just words.
Yeah.
Connect.
Gosh,
I think that's the biggest thing. People want to connect to things.
It's so liberating too.
Right.
Being able to express what you want.
Yeah.
And then having it land, like having the audience's reaction. I mean, they can interpret it however they want.
Yeah.
As far as art goes, but I mean, it's great when something achieves what you want it to, as far as a reaction.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'm, you know, at this point in time, I don't know when this episode is going to be released, but at this point in time, we have not shot the footage yet for the trailer. And
I'm excited for that.
I'm like, man, I've been like telling everybody about this. Like, I'm super excited to do exactly what we're talking about.
And hopefully this trailer will make people have the same excitement that you do right now. That's the goal.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the power of these videos, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I definitely want to capture the dream, the vision, the heart, the passion that I have. I have a interesting segment of the show that I'm actually trying for the first time today. I have a few quotes and sayings that I'm going to read, and there's no wrong answers here. It's just whatever comes to mind. And I just want your reaction, like whatever, like the first thoughts that come to mind when you hear these sayings or quotes. Just fire, shoot, you know, cool. All right,
I guess. Yeah.
This could be dangerous. You know, you never know.
I have no idea what to expect. Yeah.
You never know.
I don't know what I'm gonna say.
That's the exciting part. You know?
On the way here, Ricky's like, I don't know if I'm going to curse. I'm going to try not to.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't think I've cursed once.
No, you did, but
You did
not
once,
that I was.
but it's okay.
I told
Not
you
that
I'm
I was
gonna curse
noticing.
and not know I cursed.
Yeah.
I said, I'll just be you, man. Just be you.
Just be yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Plus, you know,
That's
my
easy.
Logic Pro X is powerful. It's a powerful thing.
Logic X Pro what?
I can edit out whatever I
Oh,
want.
I'm sorry.
Like,
Okay.
I can, so it's all good, bro.
Okay.
Say whatever you
Naming a
want.
software over
Be
here.
yourself. Be yourself, man.
Cool.
All right, the first one. This is the easy one.
Cool.
Live life to the full.
Something I do every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's when you're old, you're not going to regret anything.
Oof.
You have something to look back on.
Can't tell you how many decisions that I've made by thinking to myself, if I get the, you know, benefit of actually making it to, like, you know, being on my deathbed or whatever people say, you know, which decision would I regret making more, you know, or not making? I've made so many decisions like that, so I definitely resonate with that. All right, that was an easy one, you know.
Yeah, we're both doing it, so.
Yeah, there you go.
All three
There
of
you
us.
go.
are
Thinking
doing
about it. I'm
There you
sorry.
go.
I'm still thinking about it.
Hey, if something else comes to mind that you feel like, you know, you want to shoot out, just go ahead. All right, check this one. Be yourself so that the people looking for you can find you.
I think that's great to think about to help remind other people to be themselves too. Because like the more you be yourself, like the more of a reminder it is for other people. Because I just see people all the time like they want to like be their quirky self and they're just like nah. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, like just be you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
We'd rather see that.
Right.
You know?
Right. Like there could be an element of your self and personality that I can really connect with. But like if you're scared to be yourself, I would miss out. Like we would miss out on that connection.
Right.
You know? So I think that's pretty dope. Yeah.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Got you, bro. Yeah. And I'll give proper you know, I don't know, props or whatever. I did not come up with any of these quotes. You know, these are not my quotes. The one where I'm about to read again right now is by Arlen Hamilton. She actually has like a whole article about this. And actually, I'm doing like a whole episode on this.
Shout out Hamilton.
Yeah, shout out. Thank you, Arlan or Arlen, and I apologize in advance for butchering your name. But the quote is, "Be yourself so that the people looking for you can find you."
I think something that a lot of people have told me through the years is like, it's really important who your friends are, and you kind of turn into your friends or something like that. But it is true. Like I think the more you're a genuine version of yourself, you'll attract those types of people. Those what's the word? Those good connections that will nourish cool ideas and good friendships and allow you to grow as a good person and allow them to as well.
I love that. See, man, it's not that bad. You know, this is good stuff. All right, ready for the next one?
Nope.
Maybe you're not ready. All right. If you don't have any shadows, you are not standing in the light. I'm not going to tell you who the quote is by until
Is that
after.
from the Bible?
No. Yo, that's hilarious how you said that. All right, so after you give me your response, I'm going to tell you who the quote is by.
Matthew.
This is great. All right, I'll say it one more time. If you don't have any shadows, you are not standing in the light.
I just want to break the sentence down so it makes sense. Like,
Okay.
That's the only thing I want to do.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to take the time to do that.
Sure.
I mean, you're not standing in the shadow. You're not standing in the light. I mean, if you have no shadow behind you, you're not standing in any light. So you're not making any movements. You don't have anything like to show.
Yeah.
Basically what I'm getting from that.
Yeah.
But I still feel like I broke the sentence down.
No, I mean, like, I like, so I think when I read that, I get very similar, like, vibes from it. It's like, if you don't have, whatever, like, shadows means, I don't know, but it's like, if you're not doing something, like, special, like, if there's not, maybe the shadows could be, like, hardships or difficulty or whatever, or, like, haters, I don't know, like, but if you don't experience any of those like negative things, like you're probably not doing much anyways in life. Like, that's the first thing that came to my mind, so I resonate with that.
Yeah, that was my first thought or hang up was like what the shadow is, what that could be, because I don't know. I mean, maybe it kind of is saying like there's no like prosperity without pain. In a sense, like you got to go through some hardships to be able to, or you got to experience some lows to know what highs feel like.
Yeah.
Or there's not highs without lows.
I like that.
That's a tough one though.
See, I wasn't seeing the whole high-low thing. I was pretty much just seeing like, if you're not doing anything cool or big, you're got no light.
Okay.
So I wasn't even thinking about it like that. So I like
the
that.
shadows. So okay, yeah. So you put like three minds together, and you never know what you're gonna get.
You see how he thought about it so differently than I did.
Right.
Like that is such an asset to the way we operate.
There you go. Boom.
It's a great example of it.
I was gonna say earlier when you guys were talking about how do you get out of a block.
Yeah.
I was gonna say when I have a problem with something that I'm trying to do something, when I'm trying to execute something, and I have a problem with it, instead of just sitting on it and trying different things by myself, I usually go to other people. And not because like I need someone to help me with it. Well, not because I want someone else to do it for me, but because just two minds thinking together, you're gonna figure it
That's
out.
real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether even if it's just like, that person giving you an idea. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you running with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I love that. So the quote, are you ready to know who said the quote? It's Lady Gaga.
oh my goodness, that's funny. I was just in Wawa today, just like
I think she wrote some of the Bible.
oh yeah, she did. It was the
man.
The Book of Gaga.
right, the Book
Yeah.
of Gaga.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll just stick with that.
Oh man, I was cracking up when you said that.
She wrote the New
Um,
Testament.
The
I'm pretty
whole,
sure.
the whole thing, the whole thing. All right, and last but not least, last quote for the day. If you are not willing to risk the usual, you will have to settle for the ordinary.
That's a great one.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah, I got you. If you are not willing to risk the usual, you will have to settle for the ordinary.
That's great. I mean, yeah, I'll start, sure. One of my favorite things I tell myself is seek discomfort. Because if you live a comfortable life your whole life, like, you aren't going to get much out of that.
Yeah.
Doing things that are hard usually have the best reward.
Interesting.
Hands down.
Yeah.
To challenge yourself.
Oh, yeah.
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 I mean,
challenging is.
and that could look so many different ways.
Yeah.
Even like I used to take cold showers. In the summertime, I take cold showers. Wintertime, I don't mess with that. But it's hard to do, and you don't want to do it. But you get out of that, you feel so amazing. You have all this energy. I think it's like epinephrine or something. Some chemical gets released in your brain when you take a cold shower. But that's an immediate example. You do something really hard that you don't want to do, and you get a great reward after.
My
This
best
man's
friend from
taking
high
cold
school is like trying to convince me to take cold showers in the morning.
No.
Like, and I was just like, I was like, look, I'll take a nice warm shower and then I'll get out of the shower. And my wife will, like, hopefully she doesn't care if I share this, not anything too personal, but like she will like hide behind the shower curtain where like the steam and the warmth is. For me, I just go right out into the room, into the cold. That's my version of taking a cold shower. But you're the second person to say that to me, so maybe I should consider.
I try not to say it too much because I feel like
Sounds a little crazy.
the most annoying people are the ones who are like, take cold showers, like go start jogging.
Change your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put a dryer, or I put a towel in my dryer. I put the fan on, which just got the heat. I got real hot water, like real steaming hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hot towel feels so good.
Hey man, the complete opposites here. Like,
This guy's a weirdo.
icy cold showers. You got spa treatment going on at Ricky's
Yeah.
house. You got warm
Cucumbers and
towels.
all.
Yeah, man. Facials, yeah. All right. If you are not willing to risk the usual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. Any thoughts, Ricky? Crap.
I don't like ordinary stuff. I mean, I don't mean to sound like I'm trying to be like extravagant or like fancy or whatever. I don't know. I don't live like a normal lifestyle. I don't live. Most of my friends say I'm crazy, and I don't mean that in like a like I'm crazy like have issues, but like crazy like I'm just not normal. So definitely don't want to chase the ordinary.
Yeah.
At all, just because I live life. It's more exciting living this way.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's simply what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I like the excitement.
Yeah. Don't change, bro. Don't change.
No, I won't. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. I'm giving you the license to not change. Not that you needed it. You know.
But now I have it.
Nah, you have it anyways. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I look at this and I'm like, if you're not willing to risk like the mundane kind of like stuff that everyone just, I don't know, like the ordinary stuff that people just kind of like society kind of says that this is the way you're supposed to live your life. If you're not willing to like risk all that, then you will end up settling for just a dull life, you know? But if you're willing to like step out on the, I don't know, the tree branch, the limb, you know, and take a little bit of risk and risk that stuff, maybe you might actually end up living a fulfilling life, you know?
Absolutely.
That's how I think of it. And with that, I would now like to transition to the no regrets segment of the show.
I was just getting comfortable with the quotes.
So many regrets.
Come on, hey. It's myself. Hey.
The No Regrets segment of the show is where myself and the guests have a chance to listen to the entire episode and answer the following questions. Number 1, is there anything that you said that you regret saying, even if it's like how you said something? And number 2, is there anything that you wish you said that you did not say? And with that, let's dive in. So before we get into the No Regrets segment, I have just a couple of quick reminders. 1, stay tuned for our next episode. We're starting our first series on why we do what we do. And this is honestly a very fun series for someone like myself who genuinely is just curious about people, what makes us tick, and what motivates us to do the things that we do, and even the things that we don't do, why we don't do the things that we want to do. Very, very interesting conversation. I'm really excited for you guys to listen to it. I also have a couple of additional quick reminders. This is your official invitation to the Contagious Collective. What is the Contagious Collective, you might ask? Well, this is a Patreon group. It's a VIP membership group for the Contagious Thoughts podcast. In this VIP group, you have access to a Discord community where you can ask questions to myself and some of the guests that are on this show. Not just this on this episode, but I mean on the show, like on the podcast, are also in this group. And there's also other people who are just like you along the same journey that you're on, who you're able to communicate with, ask questions with, and get support, which I find extremely valuable when we're on such a journey that we're on, to just make our dreams a reality. You get access to exclusive content, unreleased episodes. You get insight into my personal journey as an entrepreneur and creative, trying to make my own dreams a reality. Merch is also officially up and on sale. Check out the website at thecontagiousthoughtspodcast.com. Also, show some love to Mav. Check them out on social media. Show them a little love. Like, follow, subscribe to their channels. You can find all the information in the show notes below. And with that, let's get on with the No Regrets segment of the show. And I will give a little bit of a disclaimer that typically what I do is I stop the recording here. I do my edits, like my initial edits, and I send the episode to the guests that I'm interviewing, and they listen to it and they tell me their regrets. Since we're like recording this and all that, and we're kind of like live, not really live, but kind of live here, we'll just do it like this, since it's in a rare video format now. So, with the first question, anything that you said that you regret saying?
Yeah. I think the biggest, most important thing, I didn't really like my explanation of who we are. Well, in a sense.
Yeah.
I'm afraid since we had a prior relationship before this episode, I feel like we were talking to you like you assumed a lot of things. But Mav, Media Art and Video, or multimedia production company that works with clients to execute their creative ideas that they're not able to, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I just don't want anyone listening to be like, yeah, I'm getting a good idea of what these guys are, but I have no idea really what they do.
And the whole idea of a creative collective is amazing. So if you go to Mav's website, which that will be in the show notes, both if you're watching or listening, if you go to their website and you look at their crew, it's a group, it's a collection of different artists and just creatives who all are unique to like what they do in their own way. They all provide their own value, whether they're skateboarders or singers or podcasters or whoever they are, right? And what they do. And it's essentially like a network of people who, when you bring these people together, it's like a web of interconnected like passion and potential and artistic ability. And when I say artistic, I don't mean like drawing. I just mean creating, whatever that is, whatever your creative form is. So, I mean, if you are a creative, like, you know, you consider yourself a creative or creator or whatever, I mean, that just sounds like, you know, excuse the reference, but a crack house to a crackhead, you know? Like, it just sounds amazing. It sounds dope.
Sounds dope.
No pun intended. All right, and so for you, Ricky, anything that you regret saying? Any regrets for you, man?
Just during this interview.
Yes.
One time when
I
was-
think
when I
everything
was
went perfectly great, to be
Okay.
completely honest with you,
Okay.
man. No.
Okay,
To
cool.
be completely
That's
honest
fair.
with you, no,
That's
man.
fair. I've had that
I mean, I
before.
was also pretty short and sweet with a lot of things, but no, I don't really regret anything I said.
Cool.
I'm gonna say it simply. I do not regret anything I said.
I love it.
You don't regret that sentence.
I don't even. Well, I regret the
Just
one
stuttered.
sentence.
That one sentence. Okay, so you have something. I will honestly say that I regret my initial intro. So I actually had my this is like, I'm being fully transparent with all of my listeners here. I actually fully planned out how I was gonna intro Mav, and it was a pretty sick intro. And like, I started recording, right, like without telling Ricky and Ethan that I started recording. I was trying to catch some of like the like early on banter, you know, we were just kind of like talking, you know, just kind of shooting it and just chatting. And then I kind of started, and I was like, oh crap, I didn't like start this intro the way that I wanted to, and so I kind of like stumbled around a little bit in the intro. And so I don't even know if you guys are gonna get to hear that. I might edit that part out and start at the part where I read their bios, because that's what I wanted to actually do, to give an idea of like who they are and what they're doing. And Ethan just gave a really great explanation of who Mav is, and then I think I gave a great explanation of what I see a creative collective is as well. So that's my regret. Probably gonna edit that regret out. Probably, just, you know,
Because you got that cool software.
because I had
you're
that cool
talking about.
software, Logic
Yeah,
Pro.
yeah.
Hey, love
Logic
it.
Pro. Shout out.
Shout
Logic
out,
Pro.
sponsor me, Come on, Apple, sponsor me.
Let's get it.
Oh man! All right, last and final is anything that you did not say that you wish you did say during this interview.
Yeah, but I won't remember or know until I'm driving home.
That's literally what I was thinking. I was like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be thinking about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's I'll have like a bunch of stuff.
So
Like,
hopefully we'll have a chance to come back to the podcast another time.
I would love that.
Nah, I don't think his listeners are gonna want that.
I do know that we wanted to talk about some of the work we've done, just
Yeah.
to get some of the listeners, you know, an idea of some of the stuff we've done.
Yeah.
Like I know, for example, we wanted to talk about the Bike and Soul
Ooh.
project that we worked on, just because
Oh man.
we put a lot of passion, effort, time into this project. Mainly Ethan. He put a lot of work.
No, it was a huge team effort. It was our largest.
It really was a huge team
largest
effort.
team project.
Yeah.
So are you saying that you're asking me out on a second date?
We would love
I
to come
think.
back.
I
Yes.
think.
Man, that just touches me right
Yeah,
here, man.
I think
right in
so.
the heart.
I'm-
And with that, folks, we'll catch you next time.
Well, great.
Sweet.
Appreciate you having us on, man.
Yeah, man.
Seriously.
It
This
was
was an
great
absolute
having you
pleasure,
guys
man.
on,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Yeah, man. Much love.